This is the Family Playbook, the show about your role in the family at every age. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15 every week. They figure out what is fair and what is expected as you grow up.
Welcome back to the Family Playbook, the show about your role in the family at every age. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're settling the age-old debate. Is it better to be an only child or one of many?
Spoiler alert, we're not actually settling anything, but we will make you think about your family in a totally new way.
Right? Because whether you've got 0 siblings or 10, your role in that family is shaping who you are right now.
Let's start with only children because there are more of them than ever. About 20% of American families now have just one kid.
That's up from around 10% back in the 1970s. So the only child is having a serious moment.
And with that comes a very specific set of pressures, like every single achievement or disaster lands entirely on you.
No sibling to blame when the milk is gone, no one to share the "why don't you get better grades" speech.
But also no one to share the spotlight with. Only children tend to score higher on measures of creativity and verbal ability.
Researchers think it's because they spend so much time with adults. You basically become a tiny adult yourself by age 7.
Which sounds cool until you realize you were negotiating bedtimes with 2 grown humans and had 0 backup.
Meanwhile, kids in big families are learning something completely different: how to exist in a social ecosystem.
You've got a role whether you want one or not. Oldest child, congratulations, you're basically a junior parent.
Studies show firstborns are statistically more likely to become CEOs and world leaders. The pressure starts early and apparently never stops.
Middle children get the wild card role, not the trailblazer, not the baby, just vibing in the middle, developing diplomacy skills.
Middle child syndrome is a real thing people talk about, but honestly, middle kids tend to be incredible negotiators because they had to be.
And then there's the youngest. Everyone thinks they have it easy, but they're always being compared to every sibling who came before.
Your brother was so tidy at your age. Thanks, I've heard that one, Terry.
Wait, are you a youngest?
I have 2 older sisters, and yes, apparently I will never fold laundry correctly according to either of them.
That tracks. But here's an interesting flip side. Youngest children are often the most socially skilled because they had to charm their way through life.
Survival strategy: be funny, be cute, get someone else to do the dishes.
Now, big family kids also face real resource pressures. A study found that each additional sibling slightly reduces the amount of time parents spend with each child individually.
That sounds rough, but it also means siblings fill the gap. Your brother or sister becomes your coach, your rival, your therapist, your worst enemy.
Sometimes all 4 in the same afternoon.
Meanwhile, the only child has total parental attention, which is amazing, but can also feel like living under a very loving microscope.
Every school play, every grade, every friendship. Your parents know everything because there's only one storyline in the house.
Versus big families where chaos is the cover. You could be going through something real and nobody notices because somebody else broke something.
Which has upsides and downsides depending on the day and the thing you're going through.
So neither setup is automatically better. They're just different training grounds for different skills.
Only children often develop strong self-reliance and inner directedness. Big family kids often develop stronger social instincts and conflict resolution abilities.
And here's the twist: the roles within big families matter almost as much as the size. Being the oldest of 3 is a completely different experience than being the youngest of 3.
Same family, totally different childhoods happening simultaneously under one roof.
Which is wild when you think about it. Your parents aren't even the same people they were when your oldest sibling was your age.
Research actually backs that up. Parents tend to be stricter with firstborns and more relaxed with later-born kids because they've calmed down by then.
So the oldest child is basically the beta test and the youngest is the polished final version.
Don't tell your oldest sibling that.
Too late. She's already heard this episode in her head every time I get away with something.
The big takeaway here is that your family structure handed you a role, but you're not stuck in it forever.
The skills you built, whether it was solitude or sibling chaos, those travel with you everywhere you go.
And understanding why you are the way you are is actually the first step to deciding who you want to become.
Heavy. But true. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and hug a sibling or call your parents if you don't have one. See you next week on the Family Playbook.